Now it's time for How To, brought to you by Outdoor Edge and their complete line of razor-safe, replaceable blade knives. All right, we're going to show you how to quickly break down a deer, or it really works on anything.
Yes, sir.
Bear, elk, bison, caribou, anything in the field. But if you have a long walk and you don't want to drag it out, I see guys sometimes killing themselves.
Yes, sir.
Trying to drag even a whitetail, you know, a 250-pound whitetail out. But I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to break one down. And my son Trent's going to help me because he just shot this beautiful deer with a pistol.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to use the Outdoor Edge. This is the everyday carry. And what I'm going to do in Colorado, evidence of sex is required. So I'm just going to move this over. But what I'm basically doing is I'm going to come in here and quarter this deer fast. And I'll show you how easy it is. I'll slow down a minute to show you. But I'm following, you can see the hip right here. There's the hip socket. And what I'm doing is I'm coming right in here and I'm literally separating this hind quarter out. Just like this. You don't want to go into the intestinal cavity, but you want to come right along the edge of this hip bone. And then it goes back in right here. So I'm going to come right here and I'm going to cut back in. And I'm literally following right along the edge of that hip bone. There's the hip bone, there's the hip bone all the way to there. And I'm literally gonna come in here, follow that all the way around. And Trent's pulling that to make it even easier on me. And I come right like that, and there's one quarter. So Trent's gonna lay that down right there with the hair side down and keep that clean. So now you can see we've taken pretty much all the meat off here just like that. Now on the front quarter, Trent's gonna lift that up and I'm gonna come in here. Again, a sharp knife is great. This is a replaceable blade, but I don't really need it to put a new one in because this one should stay sharp for this whole process. And literally we're just gonna lift that and you can see where I'm separating it. If you're cutting through a lot of meat, then you're not actually hitting this. You see how we're coming right here between the meat, well, you know what I'm saying. You can see what I'm doing here is going between the meat here and between the front quarter, and I'm taking the hide right here. I'm just gonna come through here, and Trent's gonna have that whole front quarter on that deer, just like that. So now I've just got a little patch of hair right here, and you don't want to miss some of the best meat on that deer. So I'm actually going to come in here, I'm just going to peel the hide back like this. This is commonly referred to as the Gutless method. Thank you, Trent.
Is it?
And now what I've done is I've laid that all the way out. Then I'm going to come in here. I'm actually going to cut to pull all this hide down so I can get to all this great meat here. And then I'm gonna take this back strap. So I'm gonna come in here, you can see the ribs right there. Work along the ribs. I'm gonna come all the way up to that neck meat. So I'm gonna just feel my way along here. You can feel the edge of the ribs right there. What I'm doing is I'm taking this back strap right here all the way. And I'm going to cut in, a lot of people miss this meat right here, but I'm going to actually cut in behind the hip. This is the hip right here to there. And then if you've got a partner to help you out, and I'm going to come around here, I'm going to swap you sides, Trent.
Yes, sir.
And then I'm going to turn my knife. I'm actually going to start cutting right along the spine there, and then I'm going to give it to Trent. And he's going to pull. Now you can do this by yourself really easy too, but as he's pulling, you can see I'm following right along the edge of the bones here. And I've done this on elk as well, but this is a super quick, great way to take all the good meat off quickly. There we go. And we've got it all the way up to the neck. We've taken all this meat. So you'll notice Trent is laying that back strap on top of the hind quarter. Keep it out of the dirt, keep it out of the hair. So now, this is the other part that's super handy. The tenderloin sits right here. So here's your last rib, and you can just feel the ribs come down to the last rib. And then what I do is you can just really carefully make an incision. You don't want to go into the intestines here. And you can see, you can actually feel the back strap right there. So there's the back strap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, go right along the edge of the hip here. Right along the edge of the spine there. And I'm literally feeling my way along here to take this tenderloin out right here. And now I'm just going to work that all the way back like that. And there's the tenderloin. So now we took our time doing that. We can take a look at the time, but I'm betting we did that within probably 5 minutes. And that's taking our time showing you we can actually break down an animal as big as an elk like this in anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes. And that includes 4 quarters, 2 hind quarters, 2 front quarters, back straps, and tenderloins. So you can see almost all the meat is off this side of the deer. We're just going to roll the deer over, and we're going to do the same exact thing. You know, a lot of people think you need a saw to break down an animal. I'm just using this outdoor edge knife. This is the everyday carry one, sharp blade. So a lot of times people think you need a saw or an axe or something to take the head off. If you go at the Atlas joint, which is almost right here between the ears. So I'll show you what I do. I come right in through here to take the head, and there you can see I've just hit that joint right there. You hear that little pop? That's the spinal cord right there. And literally all I'm going to do is kind of feel my way around here. And I'm working between, can you see where that is right there? That's the joint. That's the spinal cord right there. So I'm taking that apart right here. And this works with anything. I mean, elk, pretty much anything you want to cut. So you can bend him forward, put a little bit more pressure on him right there. And we've almost got him all the way through right there. And again, I use this to break down an animal quickly in the field. Just like that. And there we've got the head taken off at the Atlas joint with just a simple knife.